Hello, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Ecpe speaking again, and I'm going to be giving you another example of the part 2 in this exam. But this time I'm actually going to be running through it, how to, paraphrase the words. Then I'm actually going to run through an example of this where you're going to be able to see the script, so you'll be able to read along with me and see how I approach it, what I'm going and what I do. And then after I finish doing it, I'm going to run through it again. Okay, so let's have a look at the scenario that we're doing, shall we? Alright, so the examiner will say, you are teachers and you need to pick a suitable school trip for your high school students. Okay, pretty standard. So the first one of my options is the zoo. So he would say, I'll now give you 1 or 2 minutes to have a look and organize your summaries. And I would have a look at this, the zoo. So my first point, remember, you've always got 6 positive points, and the last one, the 7th one, is a disadvantage nearly every single time. Okay, so my first point, 2 hours by train. How do I change this? I'm just going to say requires a train journey. Over 200 species of animal, a wide variety of animals. Guided tour provided, includes a guided tour. I can't really change guided tour without it sounding funny, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Exhibition about conservation. Interesting conservation exhibition running at the moment. Gift shop. Gift shop available to buy souvenirs. Again, I can't really change gift shop. Entry $20 per person. Entry fee of $20. Busiest time of the year, can get crowded. Okay, so that's how I'm going to approach the first one. The words and the grammar that I'm going to change. In the second one, the mall, also a very good choice. 30-minute bus journey, so I'm just going to say short bus journey. Over 300 shops, shop until you drop, and an array of shops. Large cinema on site, a chance to watch film. Restaurants and cafes, eating facilities. Book exhibition taking place, opportunity to visit a book exhibition. Again, book exhibition, there's no real way for me to change that, so I've just added an expression and changed the grammar a bit. Well, not really. Spending money required. Bring money for shopping. Okay, you've got to bring your own. And pickpockets in operation. So pickpockets, thieves that steal from your pockets, they're going to be active. Alright, so now what's going to happen is you have to summarize these 2 options to your partner. Yeah, my partner is you. Okay, so you're going to be listening to me summarize these things. Alright, so let's do it, shall we? And you're going to be able to see exactly what I say. Here it is on the screen. Okay, my first option is for the students to visit the zoo. To reach the zoo, the students need to take a 2-hour train journey. The great thing about the zoo is all the activities that it has. Firstly, it has a massive range of wildlife for the students to see. The students can also have a special guided tour, so they will be able to learn a great deal. As well as this, the zoo has an exhibition on conservation when we are planning to visit, which will be very educational for them. Another great thing is the zoo's gift shop, which will provide the students with any souvenirs that they might want. Finally, the price of the excursion is very reasonable, and the students will only have to pay $20 each. The only disadvantage is the fact that the zoo can get rather crowded at this time of year. My second option is to visit a local mall. The mall is a lot closer than the zoo, and it is only a short bus journey away. Like the zoo, the mall offers the students a lot to do. First off, it has an array of 200 shops which the students will be able to enjoy. It also has a large cinema, so there's the possibility of the students watching a film if they so wish. During our visit, there will also be the opportunity for students to visit a book exhibition, which they might enjoy. Another major advantage is that there are eating facilities such as restaurants and cafes, so if the students want something to eat, they won't have to go far. As regards the cost, the students don't have to pay anything, but they do have to bring their own spending money. The mall does, however, have one disadvantage: that pickpockets are active in the mall, so students will have to be careful during their visit. So, which of my options would you choose? Okay, and at which point you would turn around and say, very briefly, doesn't really matter which one you pick, I would choose the mall because I think it has more for our students to do, and to be honest, I think they would enjoy it more. That's it. Okay, so that's a rough guide of how to do this part. Now let's have a look at some of these answers in a little more detail. So hopefully you should see one of the first things I've tried to do is I do try and relate it to the topic. Remember, it's almost like a role play here. The topic is that we are teachers picking a place for our school trip that our students are going to enjoy. Okay, so I have kind of said, if you see, firstly, it has a massive range of wildlife for the students to see. Very briefly, relating it to topic. Also here, my second point, planning to visit the exhibition on conservation. It would be very educational for them. Okay, so do relate it to topic as much as you can. Don't over expand your points. But the one thing I really wanted to emphasize here is, as you'll see, I've highlighted some things in yellow. These are very simple, informal expressions, most of them, that basically tell your partner that you are changing point, and it makes the note-taking process for them so much easier. In fact, there's a video for this. There should be a little card or a link appearing just here, and you can click on that if you want to see more of these expressions, but most of you know them already, I imagine. And it's really simple. Look, firstly, as well as this, another great thing, finally, the only disadvantage. It's highlighting to my partner the points very easy and making his or her life so much easier, pretty much. Alright, let's have a look. Same thing with the other one. Okay, you can see here, like the zoo. Now, in your second option, another little trick to stop you listing is to compare it to your first one, because a lot of the time you'll be comparing the mode of transport here, you'll be comparing the money, you'll be comparing the activities, so you can throw a little bit of comparison in there, which again emphasizes things to your partner. You'll see here, first off, it also, another major advantage as regards the cost. The mall does, however, have a disadvantage, the disadvantage, I should say, making it very easy for him to pick out the points. So my last real final tip for this part, and I think this is a very good idea for any student preparing for this speaking test. What I want you to do is basically do what I've done just there. Find yourself a practice ECPE test, find two options, and literally write out what you would say, word for word. Yeah? Don't do it too much. Do it, 2 or 3 times. Yeah? There's no way you can learn model answers or anything like this. The point of this exercise is to, get it into your head, how to, organize your ideas, how to use these expressions, and then you can read it to yourself, or even record yourself on your mobile phone or something. Do it and listen to yourself, and you'll be able to catch yourself maybe listing points, or where it's hard for you to understand even your own points, and this is something that you've got to work on. So practice writing out a couple of these options and you'll really get the hang of it very, very quickly. So if you are doing your ECP, which you obviously are if you're watching this video, there's the ECP Speaking Ultimate Survival Guide, where I run through lots of different things, give you lots of hints and tips to boost your marks in this wonderful exam. Yes, that's right, I love this exam, especially the speaking. So, thank you very, very much for watching this video. That's all for now. Bye.